Hello, everyone. My name is Deltlead, and welcome back to Airport CEO. We are starting this episode right at the end of the global economy crash. So the economy's back. That's great, which means we'll be getting more flights offered from our airlines, which is really good because we were starting to run out. You know, this is tomorrow's schedule. Not a lot of flights on tomorrow's schedule. So we're going to try and fill this up. I'm going to put as many flights as I can into the schedule here. Our focus airlines right now are Coast to Coast, Havana, and Strata. But so long as we have the room in the schedule, I'm going to keep putting Goose Wings flights in. So that is 27 out of 75 flights in the schedule. It's kind of the max that I can realistically fit. I could throw another jumper in here, but we'll leave it. I don't want to use jumper anymore. Actually, we can get rid of him. I'm going to cancel our contract with jumper because we have no more flights with them. Never mind. We have 2 more flights with him. Tomorrow, we will cancel our contract with jumper. Oops. Oh, well. In the meantime, we're going to rearrange our baggage security down here. So this is the scanning station tier 3. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to delete all this. Whoops, that guy got stuck. All right, well, while that's going on, that's going to go there. There we go. Okay, once they construct all this, this will work. And this will be a full, infallible, completely secure baggage security checkpoint. So, again, the way this works, we covered it in the last episode, but just to recap, so it goes through Tier 1. If it passes Tier 1, there's nothing wrong with it, and it goes up to the baggage loading area. If it fails to pass Tier 1, it goes to Tier 2, which are these. These scan for individual items that could be a threat. If it passes all of these and it's clear, it goes back onto the main belt and goes to the loading area. If it fails any one of these, it goes to this X-ray machine, which is manned by a security officer who individually checks each bag, verifies that there's nothing in it, and then if he says it's good, he'll pass it on. She says it's bad, it gets sent into the cargo annihilator and gets destroyed. This should improve our rating for baggage correctly destroyed. Previously, anything that failed Tier 2, because we hadn't unlocked Tier 3, would just get sent to the incinerator, which was fine because we weren't loading any hazardous cargo on, but we were destroying bags that didn't need to be destroyed by doing that. So now we should be destroying only the bags we absolutely need to. Everything else should get loaded onto the plane properly. Other thing we could do is we could light up the parking lot. It's a little dim. But I think instead of doing that, we're going to build our next terminal. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a terminal area. This tool is going to allow us to mark off basically this whole area as one individual terminal with its own assigned resources as a standalone kind of unit, standalone thing. Also, we should go over to research. We can do 2 at a time now if we want. I think a franchise shop and franchise cafes would be good. That'd be the next good project. We could maybe support a shop and a restaurant inside this terminal based on the amount of traffic it's getting, but they'd have to be pretty small. They'd be pretty limited. We could probably fit one just in here and maybe one. We could rearrange some of this stuff to make room for it. We can just put the public transportation right here in the middle, actually, because there's no parking lot access on this side, so this road has nothing attached to it. It's this side that has the parking lot access. So we'll just build the Terminal 2 arrivals and departures section right here. And I kind of want to have this as two separate areas. So we'll have like your car pickup. We'll do 4 of these. 4 of these. And then I'm going to have just a sidewalk. We'll do a double sidewalk. We'll do taxis. And then we'll do another sidewalk section right there. And then we'll have buses. We'll do 2 sets of buses. And that's it. We'll copy this, and then this will be our arrivals, and we'll have our departures. This will be departures, this will be arrivals, and there'll be 2 separate sections right there. Next, I'm going to tear out, actually, this and this. Yeah, we'll tear out these, and I'm going to make a nice big public area. And we'll have a terminal. Sorry. Just trying to think about how I want this all to go down. We'll have this all be kind of a walking space here. And then, yeah, I want to do a terminal foundation for a sky bridge. So we'll do 3 there, 3 there. Delete this real quick. We'll put it back, but I'm going to delete that real quick because we have to build the foundations on the first floor. We're going to build foundations on the second floor for the actual sky bridge, and then we'll delete this middle section right here after that. We're just going to have the escalators, and that's going to be fine. Oh, boy. Oh, plumbing failure. Okay, that's fine. We've got staff that can handle that. We do need some more staff. So, more ramp agents. That was actually a good distraction because it made me realize we were a little short-staffed for the flights we're handling. The janitors and service technicians, actually, we have enough for this terminal. We will hire more. The only reason it's red is because something just exploded. We also finished the franchises. So 1 there, 1 there. Okay, so that is our sky bridge. It's all set up nice. People can walk across and look out below them. Let's go to sidewalk. This whole area is going to be sidewalk. And I think we'll do something like a nice little garden or something. I'm not going to have any walkways across here. The sky bridge is going to be the walkway. That's the idea, at least. Let's move that all the way over there. Great. We'll fill this in with like a nice little garden. Make nice little paths with benches and stuff. Eventually, that'll be where what goes here. The subway tunnel entrance. It's a little small, but it does a lot, actually. Because it allows us to basically just get people to the airport without having to deal with their vehicles at all, and that's kind of nice. But we'll hold off on that for now. I might add it in later. If I do, it'll be like over here. The other thing I want is a nice walkway, nice little path, or take passengers all the way around to this side. So now that connects. And this will give passengers a way to get between the 2 terminals. They can just walk this corner here. So for some reason, passengers at the wrong terminal, they can come over to the right terminal. Easy peasy. Let's look at our flights for tomorrow, Tuesday. And once we get Goose Wings off off the Goose Wings contract, I think that's when we will go to Auto Planner. Once we only have the airlines that we want to keep. So we've unlocked the subway permit. Let's get advanced runway lights. And now I'm just kind of doing random projects, basically. What I will eventually do is once all the research is done, you can just take all your administrators and assign them to whatever programs you want to run and let that be their focus, which will be good for the long term. That's, ultimately what we're going to do. We do have enough money. Let's go ahead and buy this plot of land and clear it. So let's start laying the foundations for our terminal here. So I think I want it to start here. And I want it to cover out to about there. This will be the entry to the terminal, but it's not going to be the whole terminal. Because there's going to be more of the building behind it. And this is just the arrivals. So I don't know if there's a way to make this one way. Because I think cars will just go wherever they want anyway, but ideally, my vision for it is that this portion is where this is departures. So this is people getting dropped off to board a flight, and then this is arrivals, so this is people getting picked up. That's the vision, but I don't think the vehicles actually care. I think they'll just go wherever. Now, this portion right here, I might just throw a hedge around this. There will be more building back here, but I also might do some like garden or something here. I think that could look nice. Maybe a sidewalk to bridge. And then we can put some plants here, maybe a path, maybe a fountain. I don't know. We can get really creative with it here. Kind of the same that we're going to do down here. That'll come later, though. I think we've got a little bit of a traffic jam, though. Whoopsies. The other thing we can do to make sure that traffic flows smoothly is I want to make this a one-way road. I don't want cars coming back this way. So we're going to say one way here. And this is all one-way road here. So that the cars don't try to turn around or do anything weird. So they'll flow through here. This can be two-way. I don't care about these two lanes. I don't care about this lane as much. You can go around here. But I do want the exit to also flow relatively smoothly, so we'll have this all be one way as well. This whole road here can go... Ah, shoot. If I hover over this, it'll throw an error. Because it's like, you can't delete the world entrance. All right, there. We got it. Get rid of that, and that'll actually allow us... That'll allow us to throw one more parking lot in here, I think. While all of this is going on, so this is going to be built in the background now that we've laid it out. I would like to build, I think, a little shop. Yeah, I want to build a little shop. Let's move this. We can just move it right there. And we can move this guy... honestly, wherever. Let's just put them right here for now. Let's build ourselves a little... Actually, no. Let's move this guy up here. We're going to build the shop right here. And then we'll see what contracts are available for us. So Bajangle... not Bajangle. Bellinger Jewelers requires a pretty big footprint. Let's see. Fly and Go. We meet the size requirements of Fly and Go. We definitely meet the size requirements of Turner. We could put a tiny little shop in if it's Turner. Actually, yeah. Let's try just doing a teeny tiny little shop. Right here. Like just Just that. And then a shelf. Or a shop counter. And a couple of these shelves. Is that enough to satisfy the contract for Turner? Yeah, that's all that takes. Okay. So we'll sign a contract with them. This is a shop. It's just going to be a nice little place where people can come buy magazines and stuff. That's it. Yeah, I mean that's literally it. That's all that goes into that. As long as they get enough customers, they'll continue to be happy and will continue to have their business. If they start to run low on customers, then it can become a problem. But I think Turner has a very easy to satisfy contract, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm actually going to redo the flooring in here. I don't like this that carpet as much. I like the blue carpet better. Okay, so it will get enough business. People are stopping. I only need to sell 35 to keep the contract happy. However, they haven't actually built the shelves or anything, so I was maybe a little premature in opening this opening this store. But whatever, it'll be fine. Let's build a food shop on the outside. 1, 2, 3 display fridges and cash register. And that's it. Let's put some flooring down for these guys. Let's actually do this flooring. I like that a little better. And then sign a contract with Hilltop. Accept. And it's not going to bring in a ton of money, but what it will do is increase the services rating for our passengers. I want to get this a little higher. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get this to 100%, but I can certainly get it a little higher than what it is right now. Proactive maintenance was the other thing I wanted to do. So my cleanliness rating, if you look at the passenger satisfaction, it's 83. We can make that a little bit better by doing proactive maintenance, and then we can send the janitors to clean stuff before they get too dirty, which would be nice. Let's also unlock helipads while we're at it. And I'm going to bring on a couple more janitors. Just a couple more. Uh-oh. Unknown viruses currently spreading quickly across the world. Countries are closing the borders. We expect significant, if not complete, loss of passengers. Uh-oh. It's the coronavirus. It's the pandemic, everyone. All right, so this one is going to slow down business with the airport, but I think we'll be able to manage, mostly because of our massive parking lot, which is now full of cars. How much money are we making now off that? Daily income from parking, 427,000 from parking alone, which does indeed cover all of our expenses. That's sick. So our parking lot alone is big enough to float the airport. I'm going to turn some of these into long-term parking. So right now these are all just short-term parking, which is kind of unrealistic. Some of these should be long-term parking. The long-term parking lots bring less money in. I think they're cheaper, but there's lower turnover. So that's a plus, I guess. We'll set that up. Now we have all of this set up here. That's great. Plenty of traffic. Traffic is flowing smoothly through the airport. I'm not seeing many bottlenecks or backups, which is good. Everything looks to be going very well, actually. Sweet. I may miss this contract just because there's not a... They're not selling anything because there's nothing to sell. Actually, these shelves got built, but they didn't build the desk, which is doubly stupid. I don't know what my contractors are doing. They're kind of silly. Oh, whatever. We do have a medium security checkpoint we could put in, but you see that's so much bigger. And this small checkpoint is adequate for the number of passengers we need to get through this airport, like this terminal here. Let's go to accepted contracts. We're going to cancel jumper. We can negotiate these contracts. So, as I think every year you can negotiate contracts you've held for a year. So I can increase the fee per small flight for these guys. I can bring it up to 3,000. And that's a 80% chance of succeeding. If I want that to be more likely to succeed, I could spend some negotiation points. The higher my airport rating, the more points I have to spend. And also, the higher my relationship with these guys, the more I'll have to spend. And then with these guys, I can negotiate to get cheaper prices on fuel and jet fuel. But even a 1% decrease in Jet A1 is a massive down spike. But we'll take it. Just a little bit cheaper in that. Let's negotiate our contractors. I want to make these guys a little bit cheaper. Could I get them down to $3? I could almost get them down to $3. Let's do that. Let's get them down to $3.60 per contractor per hour. And then what's the last one? Goose Wings. I'm not going to negotiate Goose Wings contract. I'm just going to cancel it. Sweet. So our available contract rating is now 5 stars. We've built up a pretty good reputation by keeping this above 90%. Looks like our services has finally gotten into the green. So actually, the airport itself is doing very well. So this is our rating panel. I haven't really explained how this breaks down, but there's different categories and different things that feed into each. So general aviation, commercial aviation, passenger security are the 4 categories. For all of the airlines and for passengers, delays are a big thing. So arrival and departure delays for the airlines, and then overall delays or time spent waiting in line are for passengers. Baggage for commercial airlines, turnaround service quality, overall infrastructure quality, fees, all of that feeds into your airline rating. So these are all green, which is good. And then, security rating. So operational safety, which is those emergency events, the overall skill of my security staff, and then the baggage scanning. So as long as all of my bags are being scanned correctly and I'm shredding them correctly, then my rating here will go up. So this should all improve over time. This will fluctuate, but we did bring services available up. Now it's at 76%. And then terminal quality is the other thing. So having nice stuff and keeping it well repaired improves that. So we have unlocked proactive maintenance, which means I can do proactive cleaning and proactive repairs. This is going to increase the workload on my janitors and my service techs, but they'll be able to keep the terminal nice. And it looks like my contractors have finished building. So yeah, these 2 shops are operational. They look nice. As passengers come in, there's a good chance they'll stop at one of these shops and get some food, buy an item, do whatever. And yeah, make a purchase. I get a % cut of all purchases made, and then I also get rent from the business. So that is going nicely. Let's repair this guy. There's not really any upgrades I can make to that, but I can upgrade our runway. So let's add approach lights to make the runway nicer, and then let's do bird strike prevention system. I'm going to add these. These will help keep birds away from the runway. And then that goes into the quality here, infrastructure quality. So that should improve, and you can see that green up arrow means that the airlines do think that the infrastructure is better. The only other thing I can do to really push that up is manually repair these. They will automatically repair before they're inoperable, but I can keep them nicer to help keep that rating high, like that. So just by manually repairing everything, that will keep... There we go. That'll keep all that nicer. That should also improve my rating here a little bit. The only other thing I can do to increase my rating with those people is to reduce the fees. So since I have a CFO, I can look at my fees. I can charge more to get more money, or I can reduce the charges for things, and that will make people like me more. So let me, since I negotiated down on the price of avgas so much, let's bring that down to $1.70 and jet fuel down to 40 cents. We'll bring the parking fees for general aviation down $50, and then runway usage fees we'll bring down $100. This will increase... Yeah. That'll increase my ratings pretty much right away, because this will start to go up. Yeah, so now that's at 96%. That's at 92 and climbing. Great. All right, well, I think that's where we're going to leave this episode. We've started the construction of our new terminal. It's going to be a big project. We'll have to unlock this, and then this whole area is going to be airport. And it's gonna be something. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying the series so far. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you think I should add or do or change to the airport. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.